Yep, it's here. It's the Drop Dead. Drop Dead RDA. It is a 24 millimeter RDA. It's gonna come out when it comes out. I think it's starting to ship on July 20th. It's actually gonna automatically come out with 8 colors. Usually they come out with black and stainless steel is the first colors. This one, they already have the 8 colors planned, which I think is awesome. This is actually a collaboration between the Vapor Chronicles and Heathen, and it is made by HellVape. It's got a lot of the similarities of each of those RDAs, the Drop and the Dead Rabbit, but they've put them together to boom, just make it into the Drop Dead. And I have to say that I think you'll be impressed. I think you're really going to like what you see. So let's go ahead and get started with the Drop Dead RDA. Okay, so here we are with the packaging for the Drop Dead RDA by HellVape. It is a collaboration project between the Vapor Chronicles and Heathen. Got a package of goodies and inside. So I think that that's really, really nice. I love the fact that it matches the packaging completely. You've got your Drop Dead sticker. You can put this anywhere you want it. You can put it on your car. You can put it on your mod. You can put it anywhere. I've got a few places where I'm going to put it. Well, I can only put it in one, but I will pick it. And then you've got your RDA here, and then we've got a package of goodies, and inside we'll be getting this package of goodies and this one. This one's actually got your flathead, your Phillips head, and your Allen key for your squonk pin. And then over here, you've got an extra 810 drip tip, which is the frosted, just like on the Drop RDA. That was actually my favorite one. I still use it on my Drop. It's also got a stainless steel 510 drip tip adapter. You've got your squonk pin, and you've got 4 Phillips head screws, as well as your O-rings. So yeah, so they've got a lot of goodies going on. And then of course you've got your RDA. Now, as I mentioned before, there are 8 different colors. This is the purple. It also comes in rainbow, blue, blacked out with the silver logo, piano black, gunmetal, and stainless. So I do have the purple. It might be a little bit hard for you to see it, so I'm going to try to just keep putting it in the light for you. With each drip tip, sorry, my drip tip's a little dirty. With each drip tip, this little metal rim on it is going to match your RDA. And then, of course, you're going to have your little fancy colors to match your RDA. So each one that you get will have a matching drip tip. It'll just come with also a metal ring, but then it's going to have the 810 drip tip style, which is what we're used to, and I think that that's actually beautiful. I'm really, really liking that. They said that there might be some 810s that don't fit in here, but the 810s that I currently have do fit in here. So I have not had any problem. It's got a nice beefy O-ring in there. I do like that. I love matchy, and of course it does say HellVape here. And then on the bottom of the RDA, it does say Drop Dead. It's got HellVape here, and then it says a collaboration creation by Heathen and the Vapor Chronicles, and then your serial number. It does have a protruding 510 pin along with your peak insulation right there. It is a 24 millimeter in diameter RDA, which I think is awesome because that's the perfect size that I like. And then you can remove the top cap, which does have this knurling on it. And the knurling is actually from the Dead Rabbit itself. So they did collaborate between the Dead Rabbit as well as the Drop RDA. I'm going to show you some similarities and pull them out so that you can see them. It does come with one O-ring here. I do like that they still go with the slotted airflow. So it is facing down, but it's got a different type of airflow. So I'm going to show you that. It is domed, so you do have more flavor or better flavor on it. So I really, really like that. As I'm talking about the top cap, I actually have the top caps of both the Drop and the Dead Rabbit. I actually have the limited edition white one, the pearl white, but it's basically the same. So as you can see with these, and I'll bring this one over, the logo, it's kind of hard to see this white one. The logo is the rabbit. It's definitely the rabbit, and then they added a D&D on it, which stands for the Drop. Also on the airflow, you've got 14 holes right there. This is actually in reminiscence of the Drop. The Drop also had the whole configuration. So you still have the slot or slanted airflow from the top cap here, just like that in this one. So you do have it like that. So it's got a piece of this and a piece of that. So I really, really like how they actually brought it all together. It's really, really nice. With the drop RDA, it was kind of hard to turn the airflow because the knurling's there, but it wasn't as prominent as on the Dead Rabbit, which I really, really liked. So I'm glad that they kept that. And also it just aesthetically looks pleasing to the eye. On the drop RDA, they did come with the frosted drip tips, so they do provide that as well. On the drop RDA, in addition to having this type of airflow, which had the little holes, you also had like this locking portion here, which this actually locked right on your deck so that you couldn't turn it, but you could turn your airflow easily so that it wouldn't slide off your mod. And they kept the similarity of the look of that on here. If you notice here, it's got the cutout. That has nothing to do with any of the airflow or the barrel itself. It's just to bring you that familiarity. So it does have that, but it's not really doing anything. So that's not the locking mechanism. It does have one, but that's not the part that's actually going to lock. Let me show you some more similarities. I'm just going to go ahead and take this off. I'm going to put it on mod so I can show you the deck more up close and the barrel. Okay, so inside the barrel, if you notice, it's got this groove here. This groove here is actually where it's going to lock into place with this right here. You see this little notch? It's going to lock into place there. So the notch is going to be able to move a little bit, but that's just so that you can position that airflow so that you can make sure that it's always centered on your coils. So no matter if you turn it this way or that way, when you're closing down the airflow, you can still put your airflow right next to your coil. So it's not going to be like on any of the other ones before it, where if you moved it, like this actually happened, if I'm not mistaken, it was on the Aquitas. If you moved the airflow because it was a one hole shape, you actually were hitting the side of the coil. It's not going to happen in this case. So that's another feature that they added on, which has got a similarity between both the drop and the Dead Rabbit. In the sense for the Dead Rabbit, it's more of the SQ locking mechanism than it is the regular Dead Rabbit for this notch. I'm trying to give you the similarities as well as the differences so that you can see. If you notice on here, the deck on the drop was just a little bit, let me just tighten this down a little bit more, is a little bit taller, but I feel like you have so much more space in the drop dead. I honestly love how open this is. I love that. I don't feel like you're getting anything in the way, whereas in here, you kind of felt, because this is so high, it was deep, but it was high on the end, the outside of it. So it was basically like making you feel like you can only fit so much cotton right here. But having an open deck like this, the sky's the limit on what you can do on this deck, and I love it. Now, another similarity of this deck with the Dead Rabbit is going to be the posts. If you notice, it's got the positive and the negative, and they are clearly different colors. You've got your positive gold post and then your negative stainless steel, just like it was on the Dead Rabbit. So on the Dead Rabbit, you also had your gold and your stainless. Your positive and your negative were clearly indicated when it came to the posts. So that's very similar. Now with the Dead Rabbit, the one thing that really I love the Dead Rabbit. I love the flavor of it. It's still one of my favorite RDAs, but the one thing was the restriction of your cotton. This was your wicking channel, and that was it. With the drop, the thing that I liked the most about that was that it was more open, so you can put a little bit more cotton, or you can feather it out. You can do a little bit more with your cotton in this deck than you could on the Dead Rabbit. With the Drop Dead, you've got so much room. It's literally so open, and I love that about this. I just feel like you can do so much. I don't even know how to explain it. I mean, look at the space that you have here compared to the space that you had here. It looks similar, but with the way that this deck was and how you were losing space here. You were losing some build room here because the posts couldn't come out any further. They're all the way to the edge on here. If you notice, it's just, I don't know. I just feel like the more open it is, the better it's going to be for your builds, the easier it's going to be for your wicking. That's just my opinion. That's what I love about it. So you've seen the similarities between the drop and the dead rabbit. So I'm not going to focus on them anymore. I'm actually just going to focus on the drop dead RDA. Boy, this is confusing. So again, I love, love, love this. This is my favorite part of this RDA is going to be this deck. Having the open space, having all that. I mean, you can literally put your wicks underneath the posts if you wanted to. So you've got all this room and you don't have to worry about it. Now the squonking pin is going to be very, very similar and almost exact to the drop. With the squonking pin on the drop, it actually raises it up and it'll stick it up just about like right here. It's going to be the same way for the drop dead. I personally did not like squonking with my drop or my dead rabbit. That was my personal choice. I felt like it was limited in the way that you had to wick it, that it wasn't picking up the juice fast enough. That's only my opinion. Everybody else that I know that loves, squonking with it, that's great for them. But for me, it just was not a thing. Squonking with a dead rabbit or a drop was just not an option. With this one, the way that it's set up, the way that you've got the deep walls and a deep juice well, plus you've got all this free space, there's no way that it would wick as slow as, say, for instance, in my opinion, the dead rabbit. I feel like it's going to be a squonker's dream, to be honest with you. That's just by looking at it. That's by vaping on it. That's by building on it. That's just my opinion. Everybody's got their opinions. They're handed out like, apples and everybody's got one. So that's fine. Now, I do love the fact that they actually made the drop-in post holes even bigger. The biggest ones that we had were actually on the drop. Let me take this out. That way you can see it. Because I'm telling you, other than just having to wick up my drop, I'm using it a lot. But I'm going to take these out so that you can see them. I want you to see the difference in this. Whew. Okay, so it's a little bit dirty. I didn't wash my drop. I just washed everything else. But okay, so here you've got the holes for the drop, and here are the holes for the drop dead. You see how much bigger they are? So much bigger. You can put even bigger builds in it, and I think that that is amazing. I think that working together, Brian and Billy actually did just a fantastic job. Again, all this is just my opinion. It's my channel, my opinion. This is what I like to do. This is my passion. This is something, I'm a builder. I love building on decks. I love building on RDAs, RTAs, RDTAs, I don't care what it is. I love building. So this is really, really exciting for me. Again, huge, huge, huge pro. Another huge pro is that they did make it still available for you to cut your leads underneath, just as you could with the drop. So the same that you can do on the drop is the same that you're going to be able to do on the drop dead. When I did my initial video for the dead rabbit, you could go under there, but it was a really, really tight squeeze for me. That was just my opinion. I do know that there are so many different size cutters that some people might have a problem, some people might not, but I didn't mind because I was so used to pre-cutting my leads, it did not bother me. In this instance, you will be able to cut your leads underneath. I've already tested it, I've already done it, and I'll show you again, so that's not a problem. So that's basically everything in a nutshell. I think that this is amazing, not because it's Brian's, not because it's Billy's. I don't even think Billy even knows who I am. So that's the honest to God truth. But I look at the look of it. That gold with silver deck, it's the whole deck. It's not just the posts. It's the whole deck, and it just goes together. It's got your positive, your negative. These post holes are so huge. You've got room galore, And I will be trying this out as a squonker, and you'll be able to see that because I'm on all social media. So I will be going ahead and either mentioning it on my live streams on Monday, or I might even bring it back. But I am definitely going to be trying this on a squonk. Definitely, especially being that it's got this big, wide deck. So let's go ahead and we're going to stop talking because I'm sure that you guys are tired of it. And I'm going to go ahead and grab some new coils, which I'm doing for you because I've already built on this, but I'm going to put in some new ones for you because that's what I do on my channel. I'm going to do another build tutorial and I'm going to be using these coils here. These are the Series Alien coils from Coil Cloud. They're exactly what I used before. This is exactly what I'm going to use now. And yeah, so let's go ahead and open up all these post holes. Just unscrew this. Now, one thing I've never been a fan of are flatheads, and I won't lie to you, I'm still not a fan of them. I'm going to use them because they're on here and I'm lazy and I don't feel like going through the baggie and pulling out the other ones. So there's my lazy truth. So I'm just going to go ahead and take these out. Make sure that they're all open. And then we're going to go ahead and drop these in there and tighten them up. So there we go. Positive, negative. Let me put you in camera, put you in focus. I always put a screwdriver. I don't know why this time I'm deciding not to. There we go. Again, the leads are on there. They're long. We're going to be cutting them. And what I do is I usually leave it to about right here. This is where I like it. So I'm just going to go ahead and tighten that down. And then I'll tighten the other one. Just position it where I want it. And then I can move them around after I get them all in. Just lift that one up a little bit. There we go. Look how easy that is. And I did that with only the screwdriver and the coil. So I'll do that, and then we'll go ahead and drop in the other one. I use a screwdriver. It's just my way. Put that in there. And this one is just a little bit too long still, even though I'm going to cut them when they're under there. My coils just naturally come pretty long. I'm just going to cut a little bit here, and then we'll cut the rest of it in there. So put that in there, and again, I'm just going to hold it where I want it, and then tighten it down in camera. There we go. If I can tighten one down, then it makes it easier for the second one. And I'm not going to tighten it all the way, just in case I do have to maneuver it. So, yep, if you haven't heard, that's my thunder. It is storming so bad outside. I'm just going to tighten that down a little bit more. Tighten this down a little bit more. I do like how flatheads actually, to me, grip a little bit better. But I usually slip. And this time I haven't slipped yet, so it might be a good thing. So what I'm going to do now is go ahead and cut my leaves. Now I do have two different size cutters. These actually fit in there where the other one is a little bit difficult. So these do fit. Again, there are multiple sizes. So I'm just going to go right under here and snip. There you go. Go under here and snip. There we go. Always make sure that you do not leave any leads in here. If you're doing this, make sure you have every single one accounted for, because if not, you will short out the RDA, your mod, or both. So make sure that that's there. Like right now, I'm missing one. There it is. See? It's right there. Always count them. So that's 3. And I've got one more. And again, it's really, really easy to get in here as long as you have like kind of thinner clippers. And get that piece out and make sure that you don't have any remnants in there. So see, they're all cut. So now I can go ahead and position them. And we'll go ahead and take this right here. I'm just going to go ahead and position it right over there. This one came out just a little bit. Put this down just a tiny bit. There you go. Okay, I'm actually going to use my other handy dandy because to me it just tightens it a little bit better. For some reason my screwdrivers are like ancient, I think. So I just make sure and double check with this. I love these tri-tools. Handy and nifty. Okay, and now I can go ahead and maneuver that again. And what I'm going to do is I'm actually just going to put it over this. Now with the drop, you had to put the coils in. With the dead rabbit, you left them straight up. I actually like to leave a little bit of space in the middle so when I'm dripping, because again, this is not going to be a squonk. It's not going to be set up for squonking. It's going to be set up for dripping. So I want to be able to drip down the middle, and it's actually going to hit the middle and it's going to spread out to my wicks. That is my personal way of doing things. Everybody has their way. If you want to put them in the middle more, that's fine. I'm actually going to start them off like this, and then I'll drop them in the middle a little bit more. There we go. So far. I'm just going to pull them in the middle just a little bit more. Now you can, for higher wattages, you might want to pull them out a little bit more closer to the airflow, but for my vaping needs, this is just about perfect. I do want this a little bit higher. And yeah, so there's my build right there. So now we can go ahead and start firing them up and getting them heated up. So I'm going to go ahead and lower this down because, well, this is high as shit. Okay. And then we'll start heating them up. Okay, so got my handy dandy ceramic tweezers. I'll start heating these. I love my coils right here. This is where they work for me. Again, when I'm dripping, I'm going to be dripping right down the center. It's going to be going into this deep juice well, and it's going to be wetting my cottons. My cotton. No matter if I'm going left or right, it's going to be able to get there because there's nothing stopping it in the middle. There's just nothing there. There's no wall. There's no deck or anything. I'm sorry. I love this deck. I'm going to sit here and talk forever about the deck. Okay, so let's just maneuver this a little bit. Get these heating up. Oh, there we go. Turn it up just a little bit more. And just keep pinching. This is the part that takes, I think, the longest out of everything. Is just getting these coils to heat up evenly. But once they do, baby, they are freaking gorgeous. Go, almost there. Look at the colors already. God, I love these coils. I'm sorry, fangirl. I don't know. When I find something I like to share it. So that's why I'm telling you about them. Because I love building on RDAs, and having the perfect coils makes the difference. It really does. Almost there. Oh yeah. A little bit more and we're good to go. Okay, so here we go, heating up evenly from the inside out. There we go. So let me go ahead and grab my cotton and we'll go ahead and wick this up. As usual, I've got my vape, Kendo Vape Cotton Gold Edition. This is like my absolute favorite go-to cotton. Anybody can use whatever cotton they want. This, to me, it tastes better. I like the texture of this cotton. It makes me a happy vapor. That's all. It definitely makes me happy. So what I do is I just take some off and I just start twisting it. Is that not beautiful? God, such a beautiful, I'm sorry. It's like almost like looking into like a looking glass or a mirror. It's just got that look to it. I just really, really like it. So let's go ahead and put this in here. Actually, let me twist it up a little bit more. Okay, and put, of course the thunder's gonna come. Why wouldn't it thunder? I don't know. Grab that. Come on. Grab it. There we go. Ooh, it's storming. I'm so glad I'm here and not there. There you go. I'll get the other side. And just do the same thing. Start twisting it up. And get this thing going. Oops. Ran it in there. There we go. Okay, and as usual, this is just my way. You don't have to do it. I am going to go ahead and fluff out my cotton. I think that it absorbs a lot quicker this way, and especially when you have your cotton that hangs down just like these RDAs do because your coils are kind of high, it helps the wicking process or the juicing process more, in my opinion. So I'm just going to cut it right there to the bottom O-rings. Do the other side as well. Fluff that out. Fluff this out. And down to the bottom O-ring. There we go. And that's how I measure it, just the bottom. But everybody's, I'm pretty sure 90% of the people have the dead rabbit or the drop. So this is not really too much news to you guys. If you don't have it, then please feel free to use this method. Again, I just use that bottom O-ring to measure them, and then they fit perfectly in the bottom. Now what you can do, some people might like to do this, is you can actually take it and push it right under here if you wanted to, or you can leave it the way that I have it, where you have it centered like that. Either way, when you drip down this middle, it's going to go to either side. So we'll go ahead and juice up our coils. For today, I'm going to be using the Scotch. This is by Roland Vapor. Oh my God, it's Scotch custard, butterscotch custard. It's just amazing. I love the custard that they have, and it's called the custard. Now I'm vaping the Scotch. So yeah, thanks again, Roland, for bringing this to my attention. I'll leave the link for it down below. And just up this a little bit. And this is coming out to a 0.18, because I know I do get asked that. And these are the series Aliens. So I'm just going to do that. So we want to make sure that the cotton that is inside the coils is also getting juiced, because if not, that's how you get the cotton taste or the dry taste. That's how it happens. So you definitely want to do that. And then you'll notice on the outside of the coils, it starts getting wet as well. So that's the way I do it. And this is the way I've been doing it, and it works beautifully for me. For the first time, I'm just going to go ahead and wet them all up. And again, you can drip it right down the middle. Like literally, once the top cap's on, I'm just going to have to drip it right there. See how it's going to pull in the middle? And then either side of your cotton is going to get wet. Either side. So that's awesome. And just like the Dead Rabbit, when the top is on, you can literally, if you're squonking it, squonk it all the way to the top, because being that the airflow are these little dots and not a solid slit, and they're so high up, you're not going to leak, unless you're forcing yourself to leak, that is. I'm just going to put all my little hairs down because, well, it's like having a pet rabbit. I just want to make sure that it's there. All right, now, for the airflow, if you notice this little indication here, it doesn't do anything, but it does indicate where your airflow or where your coils are and where this notch is. So if you concentrate on this when you're putting the top cap on with that notch, you actually get the airflow right in the middle. You're literally going to get it right there. Now for me, when I'm dripping, I literally just take this off. I don't take the whole top cap because I don't have to. So that's how it is, just like this. And again, with that airflow, it's going to be slanting down through the holes, and it's going to hit your coils just perfectly. Look at that. Looks absolutely beautiful. I really, really like that. We'll go ahead and heat those up. Oh yeah, vapor. So yeah, so that's perfect. Now, say for instance, I want to close this down. I'm going to go over the airflow. Okay, so say that I have it all wide open. I can close it down with just 2. I can close it down 4, 6. I can close it down any way I want to. Now, with that locking place, the way that it is there, if you notice, now the airflow is right here. My coils, you know, are right there. If I turn this way, now it's centered with the ones that are open. And I'm going to show you. Remember that it's the last 6, right? The last 6 right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They're literally centered with the coil, because you've got that locking that will only go so far this way and only so far this way. How freaking awesome is that? So you can still shut down the airflow and still have it aimed exactly to your coils. And this is why I love the Dead Rabbit. I mean the Drop Dead. Dead Rabbit. Drop Dead. Yeah, let's go on top and we'll talk about it. Okay, so before any nonsense, before we talk about anything, before I tell you about my pros, my cons, my likes, my dislikes, or anything like that, we're going to go ahead and have a vape. And yes, I do have it on my iJoy, oh my goodness, the Zenith 3. And I really like it together because it has the dark purple with the dark purple. So yeah, so I've been rocking it just like this. Let's have a vape. Okay, so as you can see down below, there are a lot of similarities of the Drop and the Dead Rabbit that they did put together in a collaboration to provide this Drop Dead RDA. I have to tell you that the features that they chose to include here are amazing. I really like them because I honestly didn't realize what I didn't like about the drop or didn't like about the Dead Rabbit until I tried the other one. So when I tried the Dead Rabbit, I was like, hey, this is awesome. And then I tried the drop and I'm like, but I like the drop for this. Even though they were similar in the way that the wicks hang down, and that the coils are up, and that it's sort of like a postless deck, or a drop-in deck, a drop-in postless deck, they vaped differently. In the sense of, for me, the way that I built on them, the way that I wicked them, the way that my vaping experience was, it was a little bit different, but depending on which one I was using. I love the drop for the drop-in coils. I like the fact that I can position them any way that I wanted. Where you can do that with the Dead Rabbit, you were kind of limited to space, in my opinion. All this is just my opinion. It's all subjective. It's mine. That's how I felt. But I liked the way that the Dead Rabbit worked with the airflow. But then again, I liked the drop for the deck. It was a lot of back and forth for me. It was a lot of, I like this for this and I like this for this. But now they've actually taken the two things that I did love about this and they put them all together. I like the airflow in the drop, but I also like the airflow in the Dead Rabbit. But I didn't like the fact that when I purged, it was hitting me in the face. You have none of that now. I'm going to go ahead and purge and show you exactly what I mean. Nothing in your face, nothing hitting your cheeks. The only person that's going to hit is the person next to you. That's about it. But I like the airflow. I love, love, love these airflow holes. There's 14 of them. You can close them down and then position your cap so that your cap or your airflow is still directly in the center of your coils, which I think is a phenomenal idea. I think that's what makes it even better. You don't have to have it fully open. As a matter of fact, I'll close it down some and then just position this over my coils. Make sure that, yep, centered with my coils. There we go. And let's go ahead and have another vape. Honestly, the flavor on this just gets better and better depending on where you put it. But it is, of course, what you want to do. It's not up to what I like or what the next guy likes. It's what you like to vape. So it's going to be all about your vaping experience. But the thing is that you can do so much with this. You can raise up your coils. You can lower your coils. You can put them in more. You can put them out more. You've got so much room and so many things to do on here. It's not even funny. It's just, it's beautiful. It's a beautiful, beautiful system. And I love it. This deck, I love the deck. What I usually do, I'll be honest with you too, when I'm actually going to drip, I just take off the top like this and I drip it right down the center. That's the way that I like to do it. I do it by the drip tip, but sometimes, because I don't know if you've ever seen me like try to like wet my wicks, I usually like get it on the drip tip and then I end up like drinking half of my e-liquid. So this way I'm just going right down the center. I'm just literally, you see me just pouring it in there, and then I just put on my airflow, make sure it's adjusted, and that's it. And I'm ready to go. So I really, really like that. I love that about this. I like the fact of this knurling. This knurling is so easy to turn. I like the fact that you can just take this off to drip or look at your coils or anything. I think that that's awesome. When you are squonking with this, you're going to be able to raise it up just like you could on the Dead Rabbit. You're going to be able to just squonk your heart away, but you won't need to. Because with the deck so flat, there's nothing in the way. There's nothing that's going to be, you know, keeping it from wetting your wicks. It doesn't matter how much you put in there because it's eventually going to soak up in your cotton because you've got that empty deck. So, yeah, that's my favorite part about this, I have to say, is that deck space. I love, love, love the flat open deck space. That is one of my favorite things. The second favorite thing is going to be the airflow. The third favorite thing is going to be the fact that I can just take this off and put this on. I like the fact that I can adjust my airflow and then my cap to align it with my coils. And of course, the main one is going to be the colors. The colors are absolutely beautiful. I definitely need another color because I like the purple, but I only have like 2 mods to put it on that it'll match. Maybe 3. I don't know yet. But yeah, so I mean, the colors are just beautiful. So if you've already got a drop and you're not interested in getting this, that's not a problem. It's got a lot of those positive similarities that you like in the drop. it's not necessary. If you got the Dead Rabbit and the same thing, it's not necessary. But if you have both and you've been thinking, well, I like this for this and this for that, you might want to get this. That's how I feel about it. When I knew that it's got positive things from the drop and positive things from the Dead Rabbit, I wanted it so bad. Like, seriously, like I was really going to start doing bribes and shit just to get it. So I'm so happy that I could bring this to you. This video is going to be a little bit longer than most, but it's because I wanted to show you the similarities of the 3 RDAs so that it'll give you a better view of opinion so that you can make your own judgment about it. So as usual, I've been open, I've been honest, I've been giving my true and personal feelings about this. I think, in my opinion, this suits my vaping needs. Absolutely perfect. And I can't wait to get back to you about the squonking with it, because again, I haven't squonked with it only because I wasn't really liking it with the other 2. So I definitely want to bring that to you as well. So yeah, I guess I'm just going to go ahead and close this out. Right now, it is on pre-order. It isn't going to be hitting the stores until I think around the 20th of July, which is right on time for my birthday, so that's fine. Again, it's going to have 8 colors coming right out the door, so that's awesome. They're probably going to have it, well, definitely at HellVape. Also, Brad's Vapor will most probably be carrying it. I'm guessing yes. My VPro, Heaven Gifts, things like that. As they come out, I'll try to update the links for you. But yeah, so you've got everything you need. I guess I'm going to let you go now. So until the next one.